Westernize word that you guys are saying nonsense. I didn't leave my father's house until my wedding time.
This video isn't sponsored by Keys, but this video may be the key to your personal growth and freedom in 2025. This video is about POV telling my Nigerian mum that I am not moving back home after college. Take it from me, an eldest daughter who managed to break free. Moving out is one of the best things you could ever do for your life.
In this economy, moving out where? Are you mad?
Just let me land. Hi, I'm Mary and I make content about life lessons and personal growth for late bloomers. If you live with your parents and you're comfortable and you're happy and everything is going well, by all means, stay where you are. But I experienced the maximum amount of personal growth when I managed to move out of my parents' house. Why? Sometimes your parents are your biggest op. Don't shoot the messenger. Part of being a young person is about having new experiences, and it's about starting to live your life on your terms. You have parents that, because they want to protect you, they put a lot of restrictions on you. And especially for second generation immigrants like me, this is a particularly difficult struggle, especially if you're a girl.
I didn't leave my father's house until my wedding time. And I got married at what age? Close to 30.
That's not a good move, and it's a really dangerous thing to do. People are attaching themselves to people to get married, not because they want to get married, not because this is the right person for them, but because they just want to get out. When you finally moved out of your parents' house, you're now living with them, and then you realize, oh crap, this is the person I'm married to. What did I just do? The goals of moving out of your parents' house and the goals of marriage are two different sets of goals. And if you mix those goals together, you might find yourself in problems. A lot of our parents and grandparents had no idea what it was like to exist, frankly, outside of a man. They were not happy at home. They were not happy with the husband. They had to be in a daughter role at home. They had to be in a wife role in their new home. And they never ever had an opportunity to learn themselves or really know who they were outside of another person.
Parents will be saying, oh, move back home. Nobody will disturb you. Then when you move back home, the disturbance...
No, nobody is disturbing you.
The disturbance will start.
No, but we are just letting you know, this is our home. Our home, our rule.
Mom, that's why she's moving out. That's why she's moving out. Because when she's not in your home, she's not going to be living by your rules.
You're in high school, all of a sudden you went to college. Then you want to come back like a baby, like an adult Jesus. So come here so that we can be worshiping you. Are we illiterate?
Now here come the mind games and the name calling. Nobody's trying to be worshipped. A person just wants to be a young person and stand on their own 2 feet. I've definitely been in this situation before. You think that you're this, or you think that you're that, and you think that you're this. And frankly, it's a level of manipulation. And this is one of the biggest things that can hold you back as a late bloomer. Our parents hold certain values dear, and we live in a society where the values are different. Consider carefully the values you've been given, and consider carefully the values of the society where you are, and consider which ones are right for you and which are not. But don't just automatically take everything at face value and be like, okay, my parents said ABC, so I'm just going to do ABC.
As a matter of fact, the day we are moving here, we need to sit down together and give you our rules and regulations. So we give you 2 days to go and think about it before you move your stuff here.
I think one of the most difficult things about being a late bloomer is having a parent that doesn't know how to let go of control. Their child or young person starts to learn and experience some freedoms, being at college, being able to set their own schedule, doing their assignments in their own time, managing themselves well. And then when that young person decides to return home, as she said, they now start to lay down rules and regulations. So your emotional and social growth is being hampered. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the world.
If you just know you're that girl, yeah, you just have no choice but to be that girl. And
Westerners get criticized for the way that they raise their children because our parents or grandparents feel that they are given way too many freedoms. And in some cases, that may be true. But also, due to them having varied experiences in life as young people and children, they often go into new situations in their 20s and 30s with a positive attitude, with an openness, and not lacking confidence that happens to a lot of us who are from more sheltered backgrounds. Our parents can sometimes react in fear to new situations, and they transfer those fears onto us, even though those are not our fears.
Oh my God. Chooks, what exactly am I seeing? What am I seeing right now? Do you know what happened to people, when they go swimming and they don't have a, perfect knowledge, and you are there in an ocean? Is that not an ocean that I'm seeing? I am not sure do you have a good knowledge right now? Because as at the time you were here, I know you never had a very good knowledge of swimming. What is all this? You think it's everything you have to play with? You're not even playing on the land, and you went on the ocean to play what? Why don't you just ride on the land? What is all this? You think you can play with everything? Look, safety is very paramount, and your health, your life is very, very key. Can I just ask that you leave that ocean right now? Whatever you think you are enjoying, please, can you come out? Leave that ocean right now. I'm not sure you have a lifesaver there with you that can actually attend to you in case of an emergency. If anything happens right now, what will you say? Can you leave right now? Now, as I'm talking to you, please leave.
So, quick story time. How did I move out from my parents' house? I did university, and I finished university ages 22 to 26. I found those years very difficult. I was just trying to figure out what it was I really wanted to do. I'd been prepared so much for education and how to educate myself, but I really hadn't been prepared a lot for the real world. So I found myself struggling a lot. I started therapy during that time. I remember one day having a discussion with someone at therapy, just talking about how difficult I was finding it, navigating relationships at home, how stressful I found it. And the person said to me, "Why are you still living there?" And I just kind of went silent. I just thought, well, that's a good question. Why am I still living there? This is what good girls do, right? Good girls. Like, this is what we do. There's a path that's set out for you. And the path is educate yourself, get a job, find a man, get married, move out of home, move in with your husband, have children. Like, you have this like set, very rigid idea of how things should go. And the person just said to me, well, if it's really an environment that is not working for you, and if you're able to, why don't you just find somewhere else to live? It was one of the most frightening moments of my life, because I thought, I do want to move, but how do I break it to my parents? It was really difficult. I spoke to my older brother about it. He gave me his opinion. I'm not going to lie and say, oh, it was really, really easy. It was fine. No, it wasn't. I had to confront a lot of my fears. I had to speak to my parents and say that I was moving out. My dad was very angry. He said, same thing that this mom said, you should move out when you get married. To which I said to him, what happens if I don't get married until I'm 40 or older? Am I still going to be living here then? He didn't have an answer. So yeah, my parents were not happy, but regardless of how they felt, I just knew it's something that I had to do. And I did it. I actually only moved about 10 minutes away from my parents. I didn't want to be that far away from my parents. I just wanted my own space, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. I rented a room, a really nice room, mind. The room itself was mine, and then I had shared facilities with the landlord. We got along just fine. I found that my relationship with myself got a lot better. It was easier to confront things within myself that I needed to confront without the voice of somebody else chiming in the background. I could distinguish my own voice from all of the voices that I was used to having around me. And I started to think about what are the things that I like. Being able to choose what you want to wear without criticism. Being able to choose what you want to eat without criticism. The freedom to lose weight without criticism. The freedom to date without criticism. I'm not saying criticism will never come, but what I am saying is sometimes you need that space to think about, what do I want? What do I like? If I just want to try out an art class or salsa, for example, I used to salsa at least once a week. I started to try different things that normally I would just be like, somebody's going to have something to say, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Every time I wanted to try something new or different, I was in a space of like thinking about how somebody else was going to react, and that wasn't healthy for me at all. Wouldn't recommend to anybody to just literally up and move just like that. No, you have to plan. Think about your money. Think about your location, think about your work, consider your options, especially if you are in that late bloomer type of mold. And if moving out is going to be the best thing for you, absolutely 100% do it. Here's another video you can watch if you like this video. Take care.